We've done it. We've gone live. We're here to do it, folks. Mm, 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 mm. Hello, hello. What's good, Lemon? Oh shit, I just kicked my fucking tripod. Jesus. It's a good day, dog. It's a good day. How are you doing? Had some shrimp, had some squash, had a couple brew chachos. I think we're feeling pretty good. How are you doing, Lemon? What's good, Meth? Hang on. And I fucking hit my mic on the way back. God damn it, dude. What's good, Nate? What's good, Rowan? What's good, Supa? I think we do a little, I think we hit a little bit of that, React Andy bullshit, right? We react to the Avengers Doomsday trailer. We check out what's going on. Because I didn't watch it today. I was actually really busy at work today. So I didn't peep the new trailer. But you guys know I've been dogging React. I've been dogging React content. I've been dogging what do you call it? Capeslo a little bit. I've been talking a little shit because I feel like the output's been pretty mid recently. So I'd like to see what Marvel's got cooking. AC broke for an hour, which sucks in Houston area with the humidity, but I used my intuition to fix it, so we're up. Let's go. That's huge. Yeah, dude. No AC in Texas is a fucking misery fest. Last year, I froze my AC unit. I froze the intake. Because I didn't change the filter. Like a dumbass when I moved into the house I was in. I should have just changed it right when I got in. God, dude, my forehead looks so fucking red. Hang on. Turn down the goddamn light. Dude, look at my fucking forehead. I look like that fucking character. Hang on. You know who I look like right now? The fuck is going on with me? All right. I'm over it. I'm going to stop being self-conscious. Just wondering if you got the chance, would you collab with some Annie-tubers and who would you if so? I mean, of course I'd collab. I've collabed with a couple guys on TikTok. Me and Ashan back in the day did like a collab live stream on TikTok one time. That was pretty fun. And I mean, you know, we're talking like if we're talking like the Hunter x Hunter guys. Hang on. I've talked about him before. Was it Weeb Commander? Because I know his name is Nick Connors, but I always forget what his YouTube name is. I think it'd be pretty fun to collab with Nick. But again, I've talked about this one time before. Like, I'm not a huge fan of Nick's content. Like, I don't really watch Nick's content at all. He looks exactly like my brother. Like it's technically like my half brother or my step brother. I just call him my brother. I love the guy. He looks exactly like my brother. Like, to a T. So, like, I feel like that'd be, like, kind of cheeky. And then, like, I've reacted to some of his takes, and he's commented on it before. Because he did that one take where he was, like, talking about the culling games being, like, a top arc in all of anime and manga, and I was like, no shot. Or back-to-back arc, going Shibuya to Culling Games. And I was like, not a shot. And I listed off other arcs that I thought were better back-to-back arcs. So yeah, for sure him. I mean, Grand Line Review would be cool, but I've never seen him do anything where he's not sitting in front of his computer with cool animations. So I don't really know like what that would even look like. Like I know like Nick like actually like does conversations with Danny all the time on Otaku's Anonymous, so like you could kind of get a feel for that a little bit more. Teching is cool as fuck. So it'd be cool. I mean, like he's just like seems like a fun dude. So I think it would be pretty sick to just yap with Teching for a little bit. And then just chat, you know. I wouldn't even want to talk about like what's going on in One Piece. I'd want to talk like pure headcanon. Like I've talked about it before, how I think like the Civil War in the Aoi Kingdom was started by CP9 in order to have what's his face, to have Fujitora be branded a war criminal, so he couldn't get a real job, and then now he's like working with some gangsters and stuff like that, like working in like a gambling den. So like I'd want to talk about like that kind of shit. Like what's the extra detail of the One Piece world? Because I think the cool thing about like One Piece's world, and like I haven't really like talked about One Piece in a while, so like I'm kind of like itching to, is that like my favorite part about One Piece is like the world that Oda's built. Because so much has been built, you can build more into it and like be a little confident in it. Not that like, you know, you're certain something is canon, but like I feel like it's such like a layup theory to be like, yeah, CP9 started the Aoi Kingdom. What do you call it? Civil War, and like that's like a big part of it. Hang on, let me pull up the chat here. It's like I never see it. It's so small on the little like preview page on OBS. Low-key, I'm talking mainly One Piece guys because that's who I mostly tap into. I'm glad I kind of tapped into what you were talking about there, Nate. I'm glad I figured it out. Yo, what up, Golfer? Did you see the Odyssey this past weekend? Fuck yeah, I saw the Odyssey. You guys want a little review of the Odyssey? I have two major points with the Odyssey. And like I put one up about like does Christopher Nolan have some like apprehensions about like what he created with superhero movies? I think this is an incredibly well formulated movie. I think it's like an exceptionally well conceptualized way to retell something, and it is in no way like you should not like see this movie and be like, I understand Greek mythology now. Like the liberties he takes with like the Lostrogonians and stuff like that, like he takes liberties with stuff. The gods are not like actually present in the story other than one, and I think it's a really neat way to be like, yeah, so there's this story about this guy who's really proud and like is full of hubris in defeating Troy using the Trojan War and like breaking Zeus's law to do so. And rather than Odysseus being a proud figure, Odysseus is now someone that is straddled with PTSD for the decisions that he's made. I think that is fucking sick. So if I'm going to give two positives in that, like I think it's like a really, really neat way to adapt a story and to give an auteur's like spin on it. And then like the way it's conceptualized with Christopher Nolan and Matt Damon. If I had to give my negative, the way they had to shoot it with IMAX cameras, it cuts. You get used to it. But in the first 15 minutes of the Odyssey, it cuts like 400 times. Like, it's constantly like, if there's a conversation with two people, right? There's a conversation that's happening between two people in the palace of Ithaca. And In this one conversation that's over like 2 minutes, it cuts like 45 times. Like it cuts from like looking at them from head on and then looking at one person's face and then head on and then back to the like one person's face and then the other person's face. And then like it's like mid sentence. Like it moves like around constantly. There is one part of the movie where we get an extended conversation that's like 2 minutes long and it like holds on their faces. It makes that feel really like intense and long and drawn out. But it's a bit jarring right when you start the movie. Like that's probably the biggest like that's probably like my biggest critique of going into this movie is that like you kind of have to get used to that pretty quickly, but it's really not that big of a deal. Okay, sorry, I had to message my Discord that I'm live. I'm fucking terrible about doing that. I'm so abysmally bad about making sure to do that every time. Okay, sorry. I was looking away from the chat. But yeah, teching, fucking dope. Just to round that one out. I know you love Berserk a lot. Have you ever played games like Dark Souls or especially Bloodborne? I played Elden Ring, and I made a horrendous build. I mean, like, we're talking like a abysmally bad intelligence build. My buddy who's really good at Elden Ring saw my build and was like, how the fuck have you made it this far in the game? And like I was just like brute forcing shit where I was just trying over and over again. I was barely learning like the enemy like cadences and attack patterns. But I like all video games, I buy it, I get to play it for like 2 days and then like I just run out of time. Like I basically have to beat a game in 2 days. Or else I don't get to actually like play the whole thing. Brago also loves Kagurabachi. Who's Brago? I do not know who you're talking about. Brago D Ace? Oh, he loves Kagurabachi? No fucking way. Shit, I'll have to check him out. Does a little podcast? That's a lot of people for a single podcast. Holy shit, 6 people? Fuck, dude. I guess you could kind of really get like some real arguments and shit going if you wanted to. 6 people is a lot. Sometimes it's hard to get a conversation like actually like stable with 3 people if you're not used to it. What's up, fam? What's up, Freezy? I hope Oda gives Marines backstories. I'm interested in seeing how their trauma or circumstances in life push them into the Marines. I think that would be awesome. I'd love some characterization in that I'd love to see some small towns get overrun by pirates. I think people think because I'm the all Marines are evil guy, like I inherently think like human beings are evil because like they joined the state apparatus for violence. Where like being somebody who understands like ACAB and stuff like that, you have to understand the circumstances that push people into those lines of work. If you do not understand that, then you don't actually understand how to empathize with like changing that apparatus. Like that's a big thing. Dude, in some small towns, like the sheriff is king because the sheriff is like the only person making like $65,000 a year. Like the way that like it also like seeds into like capitalism and all that fun stuff, like it's big. So I'd love to see more characterization. I grow a hatred towards Golfer and it grows every day. Damn, Supa. And I was gonna mod you. I was gonna make you a mod. Top tier Nolan film. I still think Oppenheimer is like the best one, but I think the Odyssey is like in his upper echelon. I think it's like within his best 4 or 5. I think it's like his top 3 actually. Let's pull them all up. Okay, why the fuck is he on all of these? Give me just his filmography. Christopher Nolan all movie list. Okay. It's giving me shit that he fucking did. He didn't direct. So Following is like a short. It's okay. Insomnia's okay. It's like his first one with big actors. Memento is fucking phenomenal, but its rewatchability has like fallen off a cliff for me over the years. The big reveal like hits so hard the very first time. Batman Begins, low-key sleeper, pretty great movie. I actually think the way Batman Begins is more interesting than Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises. Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises are so gray and are so blue. Whereas like Batman Begins color scheme was a lot more red. I actually kind of liked that a little bit. Prestige, top tier, not even a question. Dark Knight, top tier, not even a question. Inception is my hot take pick, where I think Inception is like low-key, like not very good. I think the concept of Inception is incredible. I think like the idea is awesome. Going into somebody's dream and it being like a reverse heist, right? Because like he wanted to direct James Bond, but they never considered him for the family that owns James Bond or did own James Bond hadn't considered him for it, or I guess like they never lined up and figured out how to do it. So he was doing his own heist movies. And my problem with Inception, and I've said this before in videos, nobody shuts the fuck up. Like, I swear to God, Elliot Page's entire character in Inception is to hold the audience's hand. I feel like I'm being talked down to in that movie. There's not 5 seconds of silence. And if there is, it's because Leo is being like, God, man, I miss my wife. There's a part in the movie, right, where Tom Hardy and Leo are at a bar in Mumbai, I want to say, and they realize they've been tagged. They know that somebody is tailing them. They can see the guy. And in a normal spy movie with two people who have just told us that they've worked together extensively, they've been in the same operations together, they know each other, you would have them look at each other and then Leo jumps over the banister and Tom Hardy starts fighting the guy. But instead, they go, okay, meet at this other place? Sounds good. I'll get the car. And like they like notate out to the entirety of what the audience is supposed to perceive from those two characters interacting with each other out loud. And I'm like, please, for the love of God, shut the fuck up. And then everything in the dreams has to be told to you out loud. Every single little aspect of it. And Christopher Nolan is at his best, at least in my opinion, when he doesn't explain it. When it doesn't need to be explained. Like, or like there's little hints towards it. It's just that there's something about watching Inception. And the other problem is like I watched Paprika, which is the Satoshi Kon movie, going into Inception. And I was like, fuck, dude. Paprika's way cooler. And Paprika doesn't fucking tell you anything that's happening. Satoshi Kon is like, fucking figure it out, Buster. It's all up to you. Dark Knight Rises, not as good as Dark Knight. Better than Batman Begins. Is it? Probably tied. Producer on Man of Steel, don't care. Interstellar. I know there's been some revisionist history that Interstellar is actually super bad. It's an awesome space movie. And it's a low-key, pretty cool car movie. If you think about it for a second. There's some pretty cool moments. Car-wise. And driving a spaceship-wise. Pretty fucking sweet. So I think Interstellar is pretty fucking dope. Dunkirk, top tier. Tenet, top tier. Oppenheimer, top tier. Odyssey, top tier. His S tier is pretty packed. At least in my opinion. Most locked into. I don't think Nolan has a regret towards superhero movies because he probably enjoys superhero movies. Yeah. In my video, like I am deliberately like being like I'm reading into this that he hates superhero movies as much as I do, or that like he gave studios I don't think Christopher Nolan dislikes superhero movies. I think he enjoys them, like you said. I think the problem that he probably runs into is that Marvel and DC do not hire directors as good as Christopher Nolan to make these movies. They're not people who are like auteurs outside of superhero movies bringing in neat and new perspectives at superheroes. They're just hiring not the best directors of all time to come in and do this kind of stuff. Like, it's crazy to think, okay, here, that's okay. I'm not trying to be a dick here, okay? I'm not trying to be a dick. If I go onto your IMDb, and this is the Russo brothers together, if I go on to your IMDb and your best movies are the superhero movies, they need to go get a better director to be doing this. I don't think I've ever seen Welcome to Collinwood, but I have seen You, Me, and Dupree. This is like a 5 out of 10, 6 out of 10 mid-2000s comedy movie. Like, it's funny, but it's okay. You know what they were doing in between 2006 and 2014? Directing Community. Community is my favorite television show of all time. But if this is the pinnacle of what you've done, you got to go get some better directors. Like, at least that's my opinion. You need more unique vision in these stories, or else you're going to end up where I'm not confident in what they're doing. Because Winter Soldier and Civil War are both good, but they're both the grayest movies you've ever watched. How is a superhero conflict on the tarmac of an airport so gray? All right, we've driven down the hole of superheroes. We're gonna leave it. We're gonna leave it. I was waiting for you to make a video about Tagashi mentioning AI. I doubt he would use it. AI seems practically equivalent to Dark Continent Enemy. Glad you made a video about it. I'm glad I made a video about it, and I'm glad I waited a few days before I jumped in on it. Am I not happy that he made the comments? Absolutely. Do the comments seem in jest? Again, like I said in my video, I might be coping, but like, they seem like they're in jest. And look, if he proves me wrong, he proves me wrong, right? If he starts using AI, all right. Like, I'll eat crow on that one. I've admitted when I've been wrong before in videos before. But I wanted to wait and not just have like a reactionary take. And not that like Fire Lunar, my guy Will, Fire Lunar, the Steel Ball Run guy, like he gave like a proper take, and it's like, it's fuck generative AI because like it's used to, it stole a bunch of art to be created in the first place, and the people who own those the companies that are creating those models are like destructive towards the earth and are completely haphazard towards the communities they're placing data centers in. Like, there's a lot more connected to it even than just like the stealing art and recreation of it. But I wanted to at least try and give a perspective that was like, it kind of seems like some places are a bit more accepting of this than us. And, you know, I don't know. Is it a cultural thing? Is it a political thing? I couldn't tell you. I speculated, but I couldn't tell you. Have I talked about the most recent Berserk chapter? Not in a TikTok, I have not. I usually just commentate on like some stuff that's going on in Berserk. I've talked a little bit about Griffith in the past. Bear equals Griffith. Like, I thought that was a really fucking funny connection. I thought that was really like, I thought I was tapped the fuck in on that one. Supa is switching up now. Supa switches up every 5 minutes. Barbenheimer was a great time for movie going. I did the Barbenheimer double feature. If you guys, that was a great day. Ate a lot of popcorn that day. Popcorn has a lot of fiber, if you guys didn't know. I was shitting my brains out. Now that I think about it, Golfer is the greatest human being on earth. I appreciate that, Supa. I'm sure in 2 messages when I get down there, you're going to fucking switch up on me again. All of Nolan's Batman films are overrated. Reeves' Batman slams are both a realistic take on Batman perspective and a comic Batman to some extent perspective. My hot take is that, like, adherence to... I mean, I like the Batman more than I like the Dark Knight trilogy, like any of the Dark Knight trilogy. But I think Nolan made... Prior to the Dark Knight, he made the best superhero movie that wasn't Spider-Man 2. I think Spider-Man 2 at that point was still the best superhero movie. And by the end of the Dark Knight trilogy, Spider-Man 2 was still probably the best superhero movie. And like the qualities that make a great comic, the qualities that make a great movie are 2 different things. So like strict adherence to the source material almost never works. And I do think Reeves like understands Batman to an extent, like more than Christopher Nolan does. But like he made great movies. And then like it does feel like with the Matt Reeves Batman, like it's very much like you stand on the shoulders of giants. Like every succession since 2000, every successive series of superhero movies has allowed the next generation of actually good directors and writers and producers to make better superhero movies. Without the X-Men, we probably don't get Spider-Man the way we had it. Without Spider-Man, we probably don't get the Dark Knight trilogy the way that we had it. Without the Dark Knight trilogy, we probably don't get the level of excitement that we had as like a culture going into Iron Man. Like, I remember Iron Man 2, like looking at the lines for Iron Man 2 outside of a Cinemark where I lived. And that one's bad. That one's really bad. Like the level of excitement for superhero movies like really swelled with each successive like move that they made over time. For me, it's Dark Knight, Oppenheimer, Odyssey. Love that D-Freezy. They're talking at your level, Golfer. I don't know what you're talking about, Supa. I don't know what you're talking about. I've lost the thread. Low-key sounds like that leaked Netflix exec saying everything needs to be explained to the audience. Oh, when I was talking about Inception, I do have a script where I talk about Inception versus Tenet, where I literally mention, I was like, this is like the movie that created the idea that you need to explain everything out loud because you cannot trust that your audience is looking at the screen. But Inception was made in fucking 2008. So I think Memento is Nolan's most underrated movie. I would think the problem with Inception is like it's great for 2 watches. And then you kind of just never want to watch it again. Like it's still phenomenal, but it's just kind of like it loses its like essence after that. And then like if you're not watching it, like it kind of like loses the mystique in your mind, at least in my mind. Would I talk about the Alex Meyer controversy? I mean, I never watched his video on it, and I know he did an apology for what he said about Obsession. Did he take down the apology too? So he did the Obsession video, and then he had to apologize for it, and I guess he's taken down the apology as well. That's funny. Okay, I didn't know that. But, like, I think bare apologia exists in one singular space in that, like... And I think there's, like, a lot of, like, apologist rhetoric for people that... You're depicting a character who doesn't understand that she's not actually... That Nikki was not actually consenting. And the concept of consent for a lot of people is unnervingly nebulous, like scarily nebulous. Like people still don't quite understand consent. And to see a movie where for a brief moment, if you're like, yeah, I get what he's doing. I understand. She's still consenting. Her body is still consenting. Like you can do mental gymnastics to reach the point where you think, like, this is okay. Like, what Bear is doing is okay. And that sounds like what he was doing, at least from the clips that I've seen and the way people have reacted to it. When in all actuality, you think about it for half a second and you're like, that's not her. Something else is a part of her body. I know it's not a possession movie, so I didn't fucking say it. Something else is guiding her actions that is not explicitly her. So therefore, she cannot consent. And that's what makes Bear a bad person, is because he also realizes that. And I guess he was just being apologist towards that. But like, even people that are like, no, that's still, like, there's people that think online and are debating actively that was still consensual, or that it was okay what Bear did. There's like a brief moment in the movie where you can understand Bear for a second, where he breaks a stick, she acts all weird, and she's like being really affectionate towards him, and you're sitting there like, all right, I can kind of understand like being in his shoes, being like, no fucking way that worked. Like, it's established as a world where like there's no magic, right? Like, it's just supposed to be a normal world. So like, how long would it take you to realize something is going on? But as soon as you realize something is going on, you should act upon that. Not in the way that Bear did. So that's my take on the Alex Myers controversy, is just like, some people don't understand consent and will unveil that in a very weird way. Cope Bear. Whiteboard merchant. Krollo is the Batman of Hunter x Hunter. He's a prep time merchant. Supa? I don't know what we're doing here. Interstellar gets the theater boost, but it was such an incredible theater experience. It was great. Golfer is going to start bringing out the whiteboard soon. It's Paint, asshat. It's MS Paint. Not a fucking whiteboard. I wish I had a whiteboard. I'd be doing whiteboard videos. I love how Hunter x Hunter Twitter pretty much predict the chapters based on the teeniest bit of drawing from Tagashi tweets. I saw a tweet where he said that Hisoka's shoulder is seen. Like, where can he see this? Have you seen the X-ray ones? When they start doing the X-ray pictures of it? Sometimes they get taken down. And it's actually pretty funny. Like, people have, like, X-rayed them. And then some people think that Tagashi saw people figuring out what he was doing because he showed the window. So all the recent ones, he doesn't show the window, or he's, like, purposefully showing the window. I feel like I'm watching a mummy streaming. Fact, golfer ate nitro rice to live longer. That's how I stay so youthful. Just caught up with Witch Hat a couple days ago, and there's a new chapter in like 3 days. Let's fucking go. P.S. The Silver Eve arc was absolutely fucking phenomenal. The Silver Eve arc is fantastic. But my favorite part of Witch Hat Atelier is after the Silver's Eve arc. That little 4-chapter run you get right after, you're like, wow, Silver's Eve was incredible. What is Shirahama setting? Oh, that's what she was setting up? Fucking mind blown, dude. She's a phenomenal writer. She's so good. It's actually so much easier to come to the conclusion Bear is in the wrong. You do have to do a lot of mental gymnastics to end up at Bear was not the bad guy. It's actually pretty incredible how some people are willing. It's disturbing, but also incredible that people will find their way to that. Bear apologists are coincidentally the same people who fit into the nice guy stereotype like a glove every time. Oh, yeah. I mean, like, again, like Bear apologia, like, the movie hits so hard. Like, Obsession works so well because you know a bear. You know a bear. And, like, at times, we've been able to relate to Bear, right? Like, when I was, like, 14, like, I was pathetic. And, like, I didn't know how to tell girls that I actually liked them. And I would do, like, cheesy ways of, like, trying to approach them and shit like that. I never did anything, like, over the line. But I was a fucking pathetic loser who didn't know how to talk to girls. Like, you can relate in some ways. But he's an adult, and he needs to fucking figure this shit out. You know? Like, you know somebody that's kind of a pathetic loser when it comes to women. So, like, you can see that in our own world. Like, horror has to have like that tinge of like reality to it. Like it's gotta hit that commentary just right. Golfer, you haven't changed. Fuck you, Supa. I'm married. He gave him credit for not assaulting her, then never mentions the rape scene. That's the main reason people were mad. Oh, I did see. There was a clip. The guy Papa Bear, who's a streamer. Yeah, I remember him bringing that up. Yeah. Okay, that's actually fucking ridiculous. If you were still a bear apologist after the altering wish scene, you were just making mental gymnastics. Yep. Microsoft Paint merchant. I do appreciate you calling me a merchant, Supa. I love to just attach that to things. Which One Piece characters do you think Togashi would be good at writing at specifically? Yeah, I've got a few. We're gonna watch this fucking trailer at some point. I promise. Nope. Where's the fucking wiki? Let's pull up the wiki. Character categories. Christ, dude. I just want to look at all the characters. Oh, list of canon characters. There we go. Jesus. Are you fucking kidding me? See, here's the thing. I think Togashi would write... There's a scene... Okay, let's see if we can pull this up on YouTube. This scene has changed how I see Shanks. And I think when I saw this scene in the manga, I was like, whoa, that's a little spooky. And then seeing it in the anime, could you imagine, there's something going on with Shanks in this scene. It's so dark and ominous and, high-key terrifying. He's sitting there next to Ben Beckman. The music is settling in. Dude, imagine, I've always had this, sneaking suspicion that Shanks is going to take, a turn. He's not going to be, a true villain, but when Luffy becomes the pirate that he hopes to be, right? He becomes, a true pirate. I think it's going to come down to, it's you versus me now, buddy. It's time to take down all 4 emperors. Kaido, Big Mom, Blackbeard, and Shanks. So I think at some point, it happens. And imagine Togashi writing the moment that Shanks turns on Luffy. Shanks is just a phenomenal character to begin with. All I hear is Golfer's breath. Get the fuck out of here. Actually, I think it's the fan. No, I think we're good. I think Togashi would absolutely fucking nail writing Shanks. Especially the turn towards villainy. Especially with, the backstory we've had of Shanks, which I will refrain from, explaining the whole thing because we might have some anime-onlys in here. That, that turn on Shanks, against Luffy might be incredible. Have I watched a Witch in Mongo? I have not. Have I seen John Rod? I have. This is crazy, dude. I'm not up on fucking JoJo lands, but, I started reading Steel Ball Run because I want to get to this. Supa is my number one hater. You guys have no fucking idea what you're talking about. Supa wishes he was my number one hater. No, don't tell me he fucking deleted his account. Guys, I shit you not. No. Dog, I think it's gone. Oh. Guys, I'm devastated right now. I'm actually... There used to be a guy on TikTok named Golfer Gare Bear's number one hater. And he would message me every day. And he would comment on my video every single day. And he would say, like, the Marines are actually the good guys and stuff like that. All the fucking time. Every single day. He had multiple accounts. So if I blocked one, another one would pop up. Are you kidding me? Supa's typing in a fucking chat watching my stream. This guy never stopped trying to get my attention. It was crazy, bro. I cannot believe he's fucking gone. Users. Dude, I'm actually kind of sad right now. R.I.P. to a real one, guys. R.I.P. to a real one. Like, that's low-key devastating. How old is Golfer? I'm 31. I am 31 years old. Shanks is a rat, so that's to be expected. Jod Rod literally solos your favorite verse. You started reading Steel Ball Run, let's go. He never existed. You were hallucinating. That hurts my feelings. I'm sorry, Supa, but yeah, I had like a very committed hater. Like, but then sometimes people would call him out in the comments and he was like, no, I actually like love his content. Like, I just like messing with him. And I was like, this isn't fun for me, dude. Like, it's just like concerning, like how like much attention you give me. Maybe he got banned or rebranded. He's probably somebody else's hater because I just stopped engaging with him entirely. So I imagine he moved on to somebody else that like actually gave him attention or something like that. Funny enough, like he rebranded like a 10K follower Star Wars edit account when I banned one of his other accounts. Like I banned one of his accounts, or I blocked one of his accounts, and then like he rebranded his like Star Wars edit account to be a Golfer Gare Bear hater account. There was also another guy that drew me in a guillotine. That one was pretty fucking weird. That was a long time. This is like over a year ago. But a British guy drew me in a guillotine. That was pretty crazy. I thought you were 19. Nah, man, I'm 31 years old. When I was 19, I was serving pizzas. It's been a long time. I do turn 32 this year. I unfortunately remember him. I cannot believe he ghosted you. You should watch A Witch in Mongol, the most beautiful anime of this year so far. The art is insane. Let's see if we can find a clip real quick. Damn. Okay, hang on. Oh, I like the no outline art. Damn, that looks pretty fucking sweet. No, Supa. God damn it. You just got a light bulb over your head, huh? Just figure something out? When y'all say John Rod, all I think of is A-Rod. Aaron Rodgers or Alex Rodriguez? That's the question, Benny. We got to watch the trailer because I want to know your thoughts on it because me personally, I'm not too pulled by it. You're talking about A Witch in Mongol? I can't really tell what's actually going on because there's no subtitles here, but I really like the art. And I've always really enjoyed like Kingdom is like a Japanese retelling of Chinese history, and like Mongolia is like part of China, and like if it's like a not super fucking racist version of like telling a story about China from a Japanese perspective, like is it, do we have a manga? Do we have a manga? A Witch's Life in Mongol. Dude, look at that art. That looks sick. We have any English releases? Yeah, we do. God damn. We only have 6 volumes? How many fucking episodes are they going to be able to make off of this? That's crazy. I think I just got news slander. Gave up 10,000 followers just to hate, reaching the highest levels of hate. Yeah, man. I mean, to be fair, if you guys know who the architect is, we're about to go down it. We're about to get into it. Was the gods and monsters real? I think so. This guy has given up multiple accounts just to keep calling other people pedophiles. Sedgehog fucking buried his ass. But he keeps popping back up, dude. Like, multiple times, he has just straight up called people fucking pedophiles. And then gets, like, fucking mass reported because he's literally calling, like, people pedophiles. Like, he has this fucking hate boner for Amber. And, like, he's still dredging up there should be more female protagonists in anime. You know, that conversation from 2 months ago. This fucking guy, dude. And, like, his, like, he relies off of this shit because, like, his actual content is dog shit, dude. And he just calls everyone pedophiles. Doth protest too much, in my opinion. Like, he just fucking goes after it all the time, dude. And he doesn't act like this towards the fellas. That's the other thing about him. He does not fucking make, like, 10 videos about any of the guys that have called him out. It's just Amber. And, like, all she did was, like, agree, like, it'd be nice to have more female protagonists. And then, like, my boy Ashton went and did, like, a video where he's like, oh, yes, 70% of animes being made, the MC is a man, or is like, male. And it's like, yeah, I mean, like, the stats are there to back it up. Like, give it a fucking rest, dude. What a fucking jabron. We can't hear the vid, genius. Oh, I'm just now realizing I had my desktop audio off. Hey, nice call out, Supa. I appreciate you. A guillotine, like the wrestling submission, or like the death penalty thing? Meth, it was the death penalty thing. A guy drew me in a fucking guillotine, and then I reported it to TikTok, and they were like, nothing we can do. And I was like, whoa, holy shit, dude. And he was British, and he was really mad that, what did I talk about? I can't even remember the video he uses, but, like, yeah, this was a while ago. I mean, I like, seriously, we're talking, like, a year ago. I was still making, like, my green screen videos. Like, my OG green screen videos. Dude, and this is, like, before I was even, like, popping off or anything. Hang on, let's see if we can find it. Dog, I want to say it was like a One Piece video or something like that. Dude, he was so mad. He was furious. And again, he's fucking British. Oh, it might have actually been one of my, like, Hassan React videos or something, because he also hates Hassan. I don't remember what happened to that guy. I don't remember that guy's name or anything like that. All I remember is he drew me in a guillotine, and I was like, seems a little odd, TikTok. Like, can we not have people drawing me in guillotines? That'd be nice. It reminds me of the One Piece fan letter, Lemon. Oh, we gotta watch the trailer for yeah, we do gotta fucking watch the trailer. Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers, but A-Rod is A-Rod. I mean, to a lot of football fans, A-Rod is Aaron Rodgers. But, I mean, Alex Rodriguez is Alex Rodriguez. Why does golfer look so young? Stop smoking cigarettes at a young age? I don't know. Who fucking knows? Age gracefully. My mom's always been told she looks young for her age. And then my dad's also been told he looks young for his age. So, have I watched the anime for Kingdom? If so, what do you think about the animation? I thought the first 2 seasons are really fucking bad. And then it gets a lot better. Like, it gets a lot better after that. Not this fucking loser. Yeah. Sorry I made you guys look at fucking videos of The Architect. Yo, golfer, Flame Nicholas Light. I don't hear enough about. See, here's the problem. All right. So before we watch the trailer, I'll tell you guys one sad fact about life. Nicholas Light and Chibi, they exist in a very specific space. Nicholas Light and Chibi Reviews are Omega level chuds, right? Like, they are like the alpha and the Omega chuds. And they suck. Like, they just suck in general. But here's the thing. You can talk all the shit you want about Chibi. You can talk all the shit you want about Nicholas Light. The fans of them enjoy them and like them because they are lightning rods to that attention. They are like, they're people hating them almost it justifies their existence because they're here specifically to suck up that hatred rather than it being directed outwards at people who are not content creators. So, like, these guys are roaches. There's nothing that could ever happen or that they could ever do or that they could ever say short of being thrown in prison that will ever phase them. Like, it's one of the annoying facts about, like, I mean, like, everything we know about fucking Chibi, the guy still is, you know, he's probably still making $10K a month off of YouTube. And, like, he makes, like, dog shit, low quality fucking React content with little to no editing whatsoever. He's probably got a fucking Patreon. Let's see how many fucking supporters he has. Does it show? No. Okay, I have to fucking combine the goddamn accounts. I'll do that another time. I'll figure that shit out another time. But he's got a Patreon because rather than, like, they have like a champion. Like, he is their Saber in Fate Stay Night. Right? Like, these guys are their, like, avatars for battling against people that think it's weird that you like perverse shit in anime. So, like, there's just nothing you can do. Like, and, like, again, like, I'm always for speaking out against dumb bullshit that happens online and, like, making my, like, political stances and shit like that known. It's just, you can sit here and hate on them all day, and it's clapter. Have you guys ever heard the thing where, like, comedians are like, if you can't be funny, like, just getting the audience to clap is, like, the lowest level of, like, yeah, like, you can't make them laugh, make them clap. Like, it's just clapter. There's nothing new you can say. Chibi Reviews is a fucking pervert. Like, yeah, we all know. Golfer hair doesn't grow. It just stays at this point, and it kills all his barbers in his area. My hair grows really fast. Like, it's just like the back of my head grows really fast, too, because I sleep on the back of my head. And then like I keep pushing it sideways so that it doesn't look like it's growing as long as it is. But now we've got like the anime MC haircut. Hang on. There we go. There we go. This is the proper way to look while talking about this shit. I believe it's Pinoy Boy who threatened to sue. Pinoy was talking about another person who literally said some pretty like what the late Pinoy. Okay. This one girl was like, it's weird that Sarada needs glasses. And then all the Naruto fanboys were like, no, it's not. The Uchihas like deal with eye problems because their powers like give them eye problems. And then she said to Pinoy Boy, like, your mother should have swallowed you before coming over on the boat. And it was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Like, I could not believe she said some shit like that. That shit was fucking insane. What's up, MC? Good to see you. We are 90% into the stream and we haven't even done the thing on the topic of the title. Yeah, Supa, that's what I do, baby. I bait you into showing up thinking I'm going to do React Andy content. Okay? That's my fucking modus operandi. Okay? Oh, the otaku. I remember that dumb shit. Yeah. What do I think of Nux Taku? Same thing as Nicholas Light and Chibi Reviews. Like I have heard that at one point he was a normal guy. He was more normal, but I don't remember him at all. Anyways, let's watch this fucking video. Let's watch the goddamn trailer.
Something's coming.
Poor Patrick Stewart getting fucking wheeled out for the goddamn 20th time for one of these movies.
Is done. We should be faced with an unthinkable decision.
Did it look like... I'll leave the comments.
I've fought with many warriors in my time. They were far stronger than all of us put together, and they died. They died facing enemies and threats that scared me far less than this one. Everything that they sacrifice will be for nothing if we do not stand together. Put aside your petty squabbles. And presume nothing except this. If you return, you will return as brothers and sisters. But mark my words. We're going to need a miracle.
Hey, pal.
It's not possible.
I meant the architect was threatening to sue Pinoy Boy over power scaling, mind you. Oh. God, the architect's such a fucking loser, dude. Holy shit. God, I want to care. I remember watching the Infinity War trailer when it came out, and like I was so invested, and I just... Like, it looks cool, but, like, We've had one movie with the Fantastic Four. We have fucking Channing Tatum Gambit. We had one movie with Shang-Chi. Like, the setup is not there, is it? Am I crazy to think that? Is fucking Spider-Man not going to be in this shit? Like, you gotta get me a Spider-Man to care a little bit. I want to care, guys. I want to care. I really do. And I really don't know how to feel about Chris Evans coming back. Like, ugh. Anyways, that's the stream. Have I talked about the Odyssey yet? Yes, MC. Unfortunately, I have already talked about the Odyssey. We talked about the quality of Christopher Nolan films. But anyways, folks, it seems like a bit of a forced convergence of everyone. Not MCU is shit now. I don't want to be like too pessimistic, but like, God, half of that felt like just like straight up jingling keys. Like, I know people have been kind of saying that online, but like, they're right. Like the give me the hammer thing. Like, I want that to be cool. I want to enjoy it, and it's just, I'm not excited. But anyways, folks, not enough of anything is really hyped up enough. 100%, Jay. 100%. But anyways, folks, I got to get out of here. I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. I will be back on Thursday for another stream at 8:15 to 9:15 Central Time. I hope you guys have a lovely evening. If you want a good anime to watch, check out Journal with Witch. Better than whatever the MCU is now. Good night to you all.